Hi everyone. It's difficult not to think about Italy every once in a while these days, especially after what's happened recently. So without going into too much details of what's going on in Italy right now, I'd just like to share some warm stories about my own experience in Italy and how Italy was one of the most memorable of our travel schooling experiences. So we went to Genoa and a small village near Genoa called Camogli, which is close to the more famous town of Porto Fino. Really beautiful place in May last year. At the very generous invitation of some close friends. Thanks Deepthi and Keith once again for having us over. Originally our trip was designed as a culinary quest because both Sana and Sama love Italian food, especially the beautiful, creamy, yummy Genovese pesto sauce. I'm sure most of us love that in our food as well. So we decided to go to Genoa, take the girls there, and to learn how pesto sauce is made firsthand from an Italian nonna. And we managed to do that. So I'll share today two experiences in Genoa and Camogli which really left such an indelible impression on our minds, because the food is great, but what we realized when we spent some time in Italy was that the people are even better. And it's just unfortunate that such a warm community is having to face so much of a challenge these days. So here's telling a story about some of the most warm people we met there and some warm moments we experienced in Italy. So when we were living in Genoa, we had an Airbnb right next to which was this little market called the Mercato. Mercato was a famous market. It's a famous market in Genoa because it has some of the best fresh pasta and fresh pesto sauce in different formats served every morning. So almost every single day that we were in Genoa, we used to go to the Mercato, which has a bar called Bar Mata, run by Fiona and her wonderful family. And we used to have our lunch over there every single day. Someday we had pesto gnocchi, someday we had the Genovese basil pesto, amazing ravioli, and my girls and the two of us had a ball there. The truth is that we used to go to Mercato not just for the food, but for the wonderful way in which Fiona and her family made the four of us feel at home. It almost started feeling like we were part of their family, and every morning we were just going to the communal dining room to have a meal together. There were stories and there were chats about, you know, what we do in Canada, how Fiona is raising her family, how Parmigiano Reggiano, did I get that right? Is the best cheese to feed my girls if I want them to grow tall, and all sorts of these little nothings, right? But the truth is that because of that interaction, that warmth of the Italian people, particularly Fiona and her family, I still remember each one of them, and I really pray that they are doing well and that they are safe and healthy. Similar experiences we had when we moved from Genoa to Camogli. Camogli is a really tiny village on the slope of a mountain, so it's on the Italian Mediterranean side, just before the more popular villages of Porto Fino and the Sancter begin. This coastal town is a less touristy part of the Italian Mediterranean. So we were there for I think 4 days, and one of the lucky things that happened is on the port there is a little shop, and I forget, the name escapes me, but there's a little shop which sells fresh pasta, and I'm not kidding, their pasta and their pesto sauce runs out at 11 a.m. every single morning. They open at 9 and by 11 everything is gone. So just while taking a stroll along the port, we went in and said, let's take a look at what they have. Everything was out because we went in the afternoon, but the nonna and her family who cook everything were still there. We didn't speak their language, we didn't speak a word of Italian other than buongiorno, but they managed to speak with us in their sign language, and the date was arranged. We were supposed to go the next day at 9 a.m. or at least not later than 10 a.m. That's what she told us, to see her make different types of pasta by hand, and she agreed to teach us her trade secrets. So there we were. The next day we went in and with the girls, and both Sana and Sama were so interested because they loved their pasta, and they could see how ravioli was being made, how pasta dough was being rolled out, and the elder son in the family was like rolling tortellini like he was doing it since birth, and his nonna on his left side was making panzotti. So she was very kind to explain to us the difference between panzotti and tortellini, and she literally she had some force of life around her, and she just took us around, gave us a tour, and then she put both her arms around my elder daughter Sana, and just like I would hold Sana's hand to teach her how to write, this lady, she literally held her hands and allowed her and guided her in folding a panzotti. So Sana really got a first-hand experiential taste of what pasta making is like. Naturally, we were also very keen to get different types of fresh pesto sauce, so we rolled up our bundle and left. At that point in time, we didn't realize exactly how much in love with Italy we were falling. It's just like any time when you fall in love, you don't realize it when it's happening. So it was the same for us. We were falling in love with Italy, this village, and all the Italian people we were meeting, simply because warmth just comes so naturally to them. They are very, very kind, and they are very helpful, and they are especially nice to kids, and that made our journey and our visit to this part of Italy just so memorable and just so inspiring as well. So I truly hope that in this challenging time we can all remember our best moments in Italy, or about Italy and Italian food and Italian friends, and sending them the best of our wishes. I hope that Italy, as well as the rest of the world, comes out of the current situation really fast. And in the meantime, don't forget to enjoy your food, stay calm, stay smiling, and keep safe.